Good evening, everyone. Myself, Saurabh Sahu. I am from Virtual Testing Foundation Interns. This is my VTF ID, and today's topic, the team conflict management. We will research on that topic and make the presentation, the team conflict management. So let's start. The topic is conflict and management in teams. What type of conflicts which happen in the teams we need to discuss here. So basically, firstly, define the conflict. Basically, definition of conflict is the state of open, often, and fighting a battle of war between the customers and employers. A state of between the incompatible and anti-ethical person, ideas or interest, or we can say a state of opposition between ideas, interest, and disagreement or controversy. And also we can define the state of opposition between two simultaneously but incompatible wishes or drive something leading in a state of emotional intention. That is the conflict definition we can define like that. Now the moving forward context of conflict at work. As an organization continue restructured, work teams conflict will arise from the difference and when individuals come together in teams. Their difference of term of power, values, attitude contribute to the creation of conflict. So here some dispute managers employees alike may subjected in the workplace, including unfair or unequal treatment. When the employees doing like unethical activities, they will unfair, ignore other people's, then the conflict happen. Emotion abuses, discriminations, sexual harassment. If there is any lady employer, then the man's employer will doing the sexual harassment and they torture them. Angry resistance individually, inbreeding and feeding groups, environmental in transistors, and let's look over the organizational conflicts. What type of conflicts would happen in the organization? Like first is interpersonal conflict, where the personally in conflict happen. Then intergroup, when the one group is supported other thing and other group is supported other thing, then that happens intergroup conflict. Intergroup conflict, then interorganization conflict. Now moving forward, we will look about overlook the organization conflict. So basically, interpersonal conflict, where the conflict between individuals due to difference their goals or values. It can be between the colleagues, seniors and juniors, team members, employees. Like we can see the common types of interpersonal conflict, like emotion conflict, conflict due to different needs, conflict due to values and attitudes. And the next one is intergroup conflict. So conflict with a group or teammates. Other teams suggest other ideas and other teams suggest other ideas. So like this is the next intergroup conflict and the inter-organizational conflict. So in this conflict, the conflict that arise across the organization. Like example, we can take different businesses are competing against one another for a same pieces or between an organization and the conflict terms of the natures. Then this conflict will be happened. Impact of the conflict. What will be the impact of the conflict? When the conflict is constructive result, the clarification of importance problem and issues result in solution to problem, involves people resolving issues important then, and build a cooperation among people through learning more about each others. When is conflict destructive, then that type of outcomes will come, takes attention away from the other important activities, undermines moral to self concept, polarize people and group, reducing cooperation. So how we can conflict prevention? There is some options we can use it. There is some, we can say there is methods we can use it to prevent the conflict, as well as a being of handle able to handle the conflict when it's arise. One should be first constructive, like there are being open, maintain clear communication, encouraging different point of views, not looking for blames, demonstrating respect the team members and keeping items issues teams. Now the what is the conflict management? The managing of the conflict when the conflict is happened to maintain the system or maintain the matter. The result of conflict not be predetermined. Conflict might be still lead to non-productive result, or they can be beneficial resolve lead like that. It involves acquiring skills related conflict resolution, self-awareness about the conflict modes like that. Now, how can we deal with the conflict? There are some terms which we see here, like accommodating. First is accommodating. The accommodating strategy is essential for entries giving the opposition side of what they want. Avoiding. Next is avoiding. The avoidance strategy seek to put off the conflict indefinitely. Collaborating. Collaboration work by integrating ideas set out of the multiple peoples. The object is to find a creative solution acceptable to everyone. Now the next is compromising. The compromising strategy typically calls for the both sides. A conflict gives up elements of their position in order to stabilize and acceptable. If not, then agree. That is the solution. We can use this approach like deal with the conflicts. So what type of conflict management we have? there are some skills we need to learn, and we have these skills. Good and patient listener, the pitch and tones. Adopt the positive attitude, neglect the negative attitude, never criticize anyone, make him feel small, prefer a conference room, board, exams like that. Avoid the gossip and rumors. And the main thing is do your work and let do the work other people. Conflict must be avoided at a workplace so that employees do not try to take tension back to home and are able to give their best benefit themselves as well as the organization. Importance of conflict management. What is the importance where we can use facilities employed to consent on their work, stand less, motivate the people, strive hard to live like that, and prevention is better than cure. So we can, this is the very important part of conflict management. We can take these approaches. Firstly, you talk, you listen, and things change happen. Then conflict will be reduced. So the overall like conclusion is the better able to teams member are engage, speak, listen, hear, interrupt, and respond constructively, the more likely their teams are to leverage conflict rather than lived by it. So thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to explain the team conflict management. Thank you, Virtually Testing Fund.